Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Note to Self. I'm your host, Zoe, and I am a certified professional life coach. And today I'm going to be providing you with a simple exercise to eliminate fear. So, what I'm speaking to today is the fears that we perpetuate in our own mind through thinking. So, for example, those stories that you might tell yourself that don't feel very good, or a certain scenario happens and you start to create assumptions or limiting beliefs or make things mean things about yourself, all from a place of fear that don't feel good in your body. And before I get into this simple exercise, I want to say that truth is light and lies are heavy. Whenever you're feeling that heaviness, that contracting energy in the body, it means that the stories that you're telling yourself aren't true. They're not who you are. They're not your true nature, your true state of being. Your true state of being is love. And we're always only ever coming from two energies, one which is love and the other which is fear. And the sooner that you can bring yourself to that awareness, the easier it is to become the gentle observer and make that journey from your head, from your mind, back down into your heart, back into that better feeling place. So today's simple exercise is incredibly powerful. So I want you to remember what I'm about to tell you, or even come back to this episode if you find yourself spinning some loops in your mind or spiraling out in ways. This will support you. And this comes from the Bwiti. So Bwiti wisdom is a part of the Iboga ceremony tradition. And I am in Costa Rica right now at the time that I'm presently recording this episode, but I spent a few weeks volunteering, supporting in ceremony at Iboga Wellness Center and taking part in 2 more Iboga ceremonies myself. If you're interested more in that medicine, I've got a series on my YouTube channel. But the Bwiti wisdom that I want to share with you today is that we use our senses to bring ourselves to the present moment. So whenever we are spiraling out in fear, we're actually not present with where we are in the physical reality. Our senses only work in the present moment. So if you feel disconnected from the present, if you're spiraling out in that fear or in that state of being where you're making up some stories or some scenarios in your mind and you're perpetuating your own suffering, engage in 3 of your 6 senses to return to the now. So anytime that you find yourself in fear, bring yourself back to the present moment by engaging 3 of your 6 senses. So for example, right now, I'm recording this podcast. I can hear, right? One of my senses is hearing. I can hear myself speaking. I can also hear the air conditioner fan in the hotel room that I'm sitting in right now. I can see the computer right in front of me, the microphone right in front of my mouth, the lamp on the desk table here. So I'm seeing, I'm hearing, and I'm touching. I'm holding the microphone. I have one hand flat on the table right now. And if I can engage all 3 of those senses and re-presence myself to the moment that is the now, I release myself from the fear. And so this is actually very simple, right? But the most challenging part about this is catching ourselves, is bringing awareness to when we find ourselves spiraling out, when we find ourselves in our mind. And sometimes for me personally, I can recognize I'm in my mind right now. I'm in my head today, for example, and I keep oscillating from the head to the heart. I get back to that amazing, good feeling place where I feel like I remember who I am, I can take on the world, but then I find myself in my mind again because something is perpetuating that, something might be asking to be healed. So bring awareness to what that might be, illuminate it, but just recognize that if there's any stories, any spiraling out that's there and it's not feeling good, it's not the truth of who you are, and you're being called to make that journey back to your heart. And one of the fastest ways there is to engage 3 of your senses. Fears are more, unless it's like, a fear that's supporting us to save our lives, like the ego is supposed to do. Unless it's something like that, most of the time we're perpetuating our own suffering or our own discomfort through continuing to follow those thoughts that don't feel good. So remember, engage 3 of your 6 senses to return to the now and you will return back to your heart. And I know that sometimes this works instantly, like it can really just all of a sudden start to just represence you and you can have that aha epiphany awakening. But some days you might have to do this multiple times to bring yourself back or bring yourself back to your heart. So just be gentle, be patient with yourself, but remember this exercise because it is incredibly simple yet very powerful, here to support you. Anyways, if you're looking for any additional support and just a really fun time on the internet, let's say, Lo and I are holding a free 5 days of free coaching. And this is called the Quantum Accelerator. We're super excited about it. And there's going to be a link down below so you guys can join. This is going to be taking part on Telegram. And we're going to be offering some trainings and some Q&A. And that's going to be all audio based. So if you were a part of our mini mind that was in March, it was a lot of fun. It was really high vibe. There's a lot of really great energy, really great teachings. So it's going to be similar to that, but we're bringing all new teachings here. And the intention around it is to accelerate your deepest desires and have them be made manifest sooner than you could ever expect or imagine. Sending you so much love today and always, and just know that you are never alone. I love you. Bye.